All right, all set, Asif?
Mm-hmm. You good, Paul?
Hi, and welcome to a special edition of Devs Play. I'm Paul Levering of Two Player Productions and Double Fine. And for a change of pace, we're going to be playing a board game today. This is my favorite board game, Cthulhu Wars. And our special guest who's going to be joining us is Sandy Petersen.
Hello, I'm Sandy Petersen.
And Arthur Petersen.
Hello.
So we're going to go around the table and introduce everyone who's going to be playing with us today. First off, we have Tim Schaefer.
Hi, I'm Tim. I'm evil.
You're evil?
Not as evil as these guys.
Hi, I'm Emily, and I guess I'm evil too.
And Cthulhu.
And Cthulhu. I'm Cthulhu. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like the star, really.
I'm the star of the show.
I'm Amy, and I'm not evil, so...
I don't believe you.
I'm Jeff, and I like to smash things, so they give me a bunch of tokens to put on the board.
Oh, you're the desecrating guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Sandy, you have a long career in the games industry, and particularly with the themes of this game. So could you tell us a little bit about how you got started in that area?
The very first game to ever feature Lovecraft's themes was a role-playing game called Call of Cthulhu back in 1981, which I wrote. So that was my first venture into an actual game, and also the game world in seeing Lovecraft. I worked doing role-playing games, including supplements for Call of Cthulhu, but other things as well, for about 8 years. Then I fell into the video game industry, and I worked on projects that you may have heard of, such as the first edition of the first Civilization game, Doom, Quake, the Age of Empires series, Halo Wars. After that, I taught college for 2 years. I taught game design, actually. I decided to go back into the tabletop game field, but I wanted to do board games instead of role-playing games, and I came out with Cthulhu Wars, which I thought would be a small cash cow that a few dedicated fans would play, and it has proven instead to hit a nerve.
When I first saw the Kickstarter for this, I immediately fell in love with it, and I like board games. And for some reason, it really struck a chord with me, and I was trying to understand why. I've always been a big fan of Lovecraft material, but recently I remembered something, and I've got it here. When I was growing up, I remember having this book at my house.
Yeah, I did that. 1988.
Yeah. And I was obsessed with the incredible drawings inside this book, and it was so strange. I think at the time I was 7 or 8 years old.
Sorry about that, Mom.
Well, I think my parents bought it, so it's not that much of a problem. But I could never remember what this book was, and I finally put together that S. Petersen is an actual human being and not just a fictional character. So I thought that was. I've actually been a big fan of yours since I was a little kid, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, thank you. I think the reason that so many people kind of went in on Cthulhu Wars is because I'm a huge fan of Lovecraft, and this was intended originally to be my last game I would do that I would be the designer of, after which I would essentially go and work for the man. And I'm not worried. I mean, the man treats me well, right? But it was gonna be, so I wanted to go pull out all the stops and make this my ultimate Lovecraft game. And so I think that the fans sensed that this was by a fan who loved the genre as much as they do.
Oh my goodness.
By dint of my previous experiences, I was good at asymmetrical game balance, which then they loved, and I hated long, drawn-out, slow things, which they also hated, and then it all just came together. Plus, I wanted to kind of change the way Lovecraft was perceived, just little things like a typical horror art has always been kind of stagey, where the monster is posed going, "Rawr, I'm a monster." And if you look at these figures, they're all moving and active and writhing and twitching. Cthulhu is ready to spring. The cultists are casting a spell. They're all Hastur is going as he flies forward. Everything is on the move, dynamic, and that's just one aspect of what I think I pulled off. But kind of was serendipitous, and I don't want to sound like a giant egomaniac, but I'm really, really happy with how this turned out, and I'm really, really happy that other people were crazy like me to catch that vision and see what I was trying to do and appreciate it. Like Chase Norton do with his crazy paintings.
Yeah, we're actually featuring a fully painted set of figures here from Chase Norton, who is also a big Cthulhu fan. and he was nice enough to loan us these figures for this game. So special thanks to him. And later on in this video, we're actually going to be talking to him, but we'll get to that later on. So Sandy, do you want to give us a quick breakdown of the rules? Everybody has their little hint card, but just for the purposes of the viewers, could you just let us know how the turns of the game go?
Here's how the turns of the game go. You're going to start in the action phase, and each player in turn, starting with the first player, who right now is Cthulhu, will take a single action, typically costing 1 or more power. Okay? And then after Cthulhu does his action, it'll go to the next person that is chosen to be next in action, which is who?
You should choose Tim. He doesn't want to go.
I think I am gonna choose Amy.
Oh.
She'll do one action. For example, she might move a cultist, she might summon a monster. That's pretty much all you can do at the start, because you can't summon a great old one yet, you can't build a gate, you can't recruit a cultist, you know. Then it's going to go to yellow sign, he'll do one action, then back to red, he'll do one action, then back to you again, Cthulhu, and it goes around and around until you're all out of power. If you run out of power first, then you sit there helplessly while the other players can do whatever they want to you. You can't even take an action that costs 0 if you're out of power. So if you have an action that costs 0, 1,000 forms, don't let the turn end without doing that. Do it while you still have some power.
One thing that I don't quite understand is how do you gain more power, though?
During the gather power phase, after you're out, you will earn 1 power for each cultist you have in play, 2 power for each gate you control, 1 power for each gate that no one controls, that's rare, and 1 power for each enemy cultist you captured and you sacrifice. By the way, you're not allowed to hold them without sacrificing them. Your bloodlust is too great. You must sacrifice them.
Okay.
And that returns them to the other guy's pool. And then when everyone's out of power, we go to the gather power phase where you get more power for next turn. We go to the determine first player phase. And then finally we end with the doom phase, everyone's favorite phase. And you get doom by controlling gates, and by doing rituals, and by gathering elder signs. Elder signs are your friends. And the person when someone gets to 30 doom, the game will end. It's also possible that instead the ritual track will go to the end of the world on number 10, and that will end the game. One final note, the order in which you pick your spell books is a huge, huge part of the strategy of the game. All your spell books are going to superpower you and make you almighty because you are a great old one. This is true for you all. And no one can stop you if you can just get your act together and use your things to the greatest advantage.
We made a heavy metal video game here at Double Fine, but I want to say I think this is the most heavy metal board game I've ever played, even though it never says that out loud. I mean, these giant evil things destroying the world is pretty metal.
It's pretty metal. And yet it's so colorful and inviting.
So we're going to go around the table and hear a little bit about each faction, and we mostly have new players at the table. So any sort of hints you could give them about good ways to start or just general tips about their factions would be really appreciated. And we're going to start with Tim here, who's going to be playing the Black Goat.
So Black Goat, you have those spell books where you get in 4 areas, 6 areas, and you get some spell books. Don't get carried away doing that because it's really easy to get spread out. And I know the other guys look like they're nice and mild-mannered and won't molest you, but they will. So instead, the way to get all those things is to rely on necrophagy and avatar and kind of use those as ways to get into other people's areas. You gotta do it naturally over time instead of trying to front load it, okay?
Okay.
Also, while you may not at first seem combat effective, you're really fast to recuperate from damage. And your troops, once you get the 1,000 young, are as cheap, dollar for dollar, as mighty Cthulhu's.
And I'm beautiful. Also, my secret power is
And you are
beauty.
beautiful, yes. Cthulhu, first off, be aware that you want to move into oceans early so that you can get that ocean gate thing. Second off, you are the apex predator.
Okay.
You're the bully. Don't pull in your horns and sit back and kind of grow your empire. Get in their face, pick on them. Cthulhu was designed to go out there and fight them and get killed, and you don't care.
Okay.
Okay, just get them back.
I will do that.
Okay, this game is always about aggression. Being passive is never good in this game. Dreams, once you figure out how it works, is amazing.
I like that.
Yeah, they're not going to, but you will.
Okay.
Who's next? Crawling Chaos?
For Crawling Chaos, Amy has actually met you in the past, and she has play-tested Cthulhu Wars before it became an actual product.
Yeah, I was part of the Thursday night sessions at Gearbox for a couple of times.
So she's all
Oh,
confused.
okay, awesome.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on.
So there we go. All the great old are key to your success. Yours might be even more than the others. All your combat powers is loaded into him, and if he gets killed, it's over. So like, don't let that happen. The other guys don't care as much. You need to keep him safe, and once you do, also the thing is you don't get any. Everyone else has bonuses to get extra power and gather power. You don't. All your extra power comes during play through your Harbinger ability, or of course 1,000 forms, which they're going to learn to really, really hate. As I'm sure you know, you remember. Yellow Sign.
Yes.
Yellow Sign has a ton of options on where to go in the game. Maybe more different strategies than anyone else, but they all depend on getting that king out the first turn. I would suggest that you remember that when you desecrate, you can summon any of your monsters and even a cultist if he's killed. In fact, it's kind of nice if it's a cultist, because then you can build a gate where the guy is, which means that one of your problems that no one else shares is that your cultists tend to sit around in Europe feeding off the welfare system and not doing any work for you. You got to get them out there and get them killed so you can get them back into the mix. Cthulhu can just devolve her cultist and turn them into a frog, then she's got a cultist in her pool to play with. Black Goat's killing this cultist every single turn. Crawling Chaos doesn't need to kill her cultist, they can fly. But you got that problem, so be aware of it. Also, he's going to walk into your area as other guys and say, don't mind me, I'm only here to place a desecration, just ignore me. But you have no absolute need to tolerate him anywhere he goes. Especially when he starts turning your dudes into zombies. So.
Shh.
Sorry. And the overall advice for everyone is, if you're not sure what to do, it's always good to set yourself up for more power and more doom next turn. And it's always good to get a spellbook. In fact, quick tip, if you don't have all 6 spellbooks, you can't win. So, like, don't be that guy. It's time for you to take your first action. Now, let me break this down. You can't summon Cthulhu because he costs 10 power. You can't build a gate because you don't have anyone in an area without a gate.
Okay.
You can't recruit a cultist because all your cultists are on the map.
Yes.
So that means pretty much all you can do
Is
is
move.
move or summon a monster.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the North Pacific.
Okay, and that'll cost you 1 power. On
Okay,
your card.
and I go
So it's
down?
Down to 7.
All right.
1 action.
What the heck?
She can move too.
And she can do that, yes. So
Did you go around? Did you wrap around?
Amy wrapped around 1 space to the North Pacific, and her faction can move 2 spaces, so she ended up in the North America.
What?
Ah, this is me, right?
You're red.
Oh, that's 1. Okay.
Sandy, since these sculpts are so impressive, can you tell us anything about the process of getting these figurines made
And the artist.
and the artist who worked on them?
Sure, but I would suggest that you guys keep on moving and taking your turns while I'm talking about it. I got together with Richard Long, who is my artist on this, and we did the concepts. We then took those concepts that he made, and we sent them to, in this case, England, a miniature studio called Fenris Games. His artists then turned these into resin masterworks. Every stage of this, there's back and forth between me and the artist and other artists. And finally, those resins are sent to China, and China turned them into steel injection molds and made PVC monsters out of them and printed them by the tens of thousands. So at this moment, I am the world's greatest purveyor of Cthulhu statues.
Should I be doing gates?
You can do gates.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Early in the game, you build gates. Later in the game, it's much cheaper to steal them.
Okay.
Where would you like to build a gate?
North Pacific.
And that will cost you 3 power.
I think we know who the first jerk's going to be.
Aggressive.
Go on.
I'm going to move another cultist here.
So just to get caught up on the board, Jeff has already brought out the king in yellow.
Okay, so Jeff, what you could have done. Okay, so king in yellow. what you could have done instead was try to desecrate.
Perhaps I shall desecrate soon.
I went.
No do it.
Oh, you went? Oh,
Are you afraid of that monster?
I'm afraid of that monster. I should do some
Okay,
things.
here's how to stop him from capturing you.
Okay.
You can't summon a monster.
Okay. Which one? There's many.
I don't care.
The deep one is only one, but that Shoggoth is two.
But the deep one is nice to keep in reserve for when you devolve cultists. So I would get a Shoggoth or a Star Spawn.
Okay, I'm going to get this Mamma Jamma over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna summon a gate.
I shall desecrate. Ah, it's equal or lower, yes?
That's a 3.
Equal or lower,
Yes, there's 3 units.
There you go.
there are.
Desecration!
And,
Grouping.
And I get a spellbook as well.
and
And
In a unit.
a zombie.
a critter.
Oh, he got sleepy.
I'm telling you, desecration is a gift that keeps on giving. Look how happy it makes him. That's why you should impede him. You can't actually stop him from desecrating all over the world, but at least you can make it so it's not easy.
Okay.
We should also announce spellbooks as we get them. And
Oh,
so
yes.
far, Jeff got one when he brought out the King in Yellow. So which
Yes.
spellbook did you take?
Passion. Which allows me to gain power when my cultists are killed.
And now you're getting a second one?
Yes, I'm either Zingaya or the Screaming Dead. I am not sure which one yet. I think I'm going to go with
It's not a wrong
Zingaya.
decision to make there. Those are both fabulous. So
Yeah.
Are you done showboating?
Yes, I am.
Yellow showboating?
I have completed. I've used all of my power.
Can I have a gate now? Thank you. Mwah! Gate. And dude in it, and a guy there. And that's 3. Evil, evil, evil.
Cthulhu has 1 power left. How are you going to spend it?
How do you recommend to spend 1 power?
Move
Tim's
this
not
guy
looking
off
at
that
me.
gate.
No.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
No, I know
down
I
for
shouldn't
that.
do that. That's the one thing I know I shouldn't do. You
here's
liars.
what you can do with 1 power. You can move or you can summon a frog.
Would it help me out if I summoned a frog in this business right here?
You'd have some extra protection at that gate.
Uh-huh. Am I in good standing?
You also don't have any protection at your home gate. You have a lot of cultists, but you don't have any monsters there.
Okay, so maybe I want to summon a deep one. And I am down to 0.
All right. I'm also at 0.
I am at 0.
I could summon a fungi.
Sure, fun guys from Yuggoth. They're party animals.
They're fun guys. They're super fun.
Or if the other guys are out of power, you could move into the adjacent areas and actually get those 2 things that get in 4 areas.
Oh.
And
Okay.
you could put 1 guy in the South Atlantic with Cthulhu. You'll also be a third of the way towards sharing areas with all the enemies.
That's nice. Okay. Thank you. I
But
just
wait,
got-
or another thing you could do. If you wanted to be a super gigantic colossal jerk,
Which you do.
Yes.
your ghoul there, and then eat her.
Oh.
That doesn't help you get your spellbook, but it does cement your position as the first and biggest jerk.
But if I just move there and I could move another guy over here and then I would be in 4 and I'd get a spell book, right?
Yes.
Also, just to clarify one quick thing, you cannot declare battle with no combat dice.
But that guy doesn't have battle dice?
No.
Look at what does it say? Read
Yeah, what
read
does his
stats.
power say?
On this excellent
many
play
battle
map.
dice does
Oh
your-
my god, he
does
has.
your ghoul
How
roll?
could a ghoul have no combat? He looks so mean. I'm in 4 things and then I get a spell book, and so that's the end of my turn, right? I gotta think about what spell book I want to get. Gosh, which one should I go for first? I don't know. Frenzy?
They're not helping you out.
Yeah, they're done.
Yeah.
Helping me out.
Choose the one that you don't have any units for yet.
Yeah. We've all voted.
That sounds like a great idea.
I'm taking Frenzy. I'm taking Frenzy because all my cultists are now tough.
So, are we in to gather power now?
We are in Gather Power.
Okay, everyone, get your little token and count off 1 point for each cultist you have on the map. Now, how many gates do you control? You get 2 power per gate you control.
That means 4, right?
Yes.
Yeah, if you have 2 gates.
Any abandoned gates? No.
No.
I get the
Okay,
power
now,
because
does
I
anyone
am.
have special abilities They give them more power.
I've gained the power because
Yellow
of
sign.
desecration.
You get points for your poop that you leave all over the map.
Yeah, that's right.
He gets 1 point for each place where there's a desecration token and he has a unit. So that's 1 point. There's no abandoned gates. There's no captured cultists.
No.
So now we go to determine first player who has the most power.
I think we're tied.
I have 10.
I have 10 as well.
I have 10.
So Cthulhu, here's
Yes.
how it works. When people are tied for first player, you can pick who gets it out of the tie.
But
Who do you want to be first player? Hint, you.
I want to be first player. I think I should
That
go
is so
first.
Cthulhu.
I know it is, but it's true.
Okay, classic Cthulhu. Now,
Yes.
do you want to change the direction of play?
Yes.
Right into my
Change it.
trap.
Okay, now we're gonna do the Doom. Now you can touch the Doom phase. Okay,
Doom,
you get
Doom,
one
Doom,
point of
Doom.
for each gate you have.
I got 1. Move me up 1.
Everyone else has 2, so there you are. Okay, now
We're beating
starting
Jeff.
with Cthulhu and going around the board, you can choose if you want to do a ritual, and then you get Doom equal to your gates again, so you like double it, and then you get an Elder Sign for each Great Elder one you have. I would say that it's probably not a good idea in the first turn.
Okay, I won't do
You'll
that.
get 2 Doom for 5 power, and you want that power for destroying your enemies.
Chant
No
it.
rituals.
It's
No
like a
rituals.
ritual.
Okay,
Okay,
yellow. If you did a ritual, you only get 1 Doom, but you'd also get an
I'd
Elder
get,
Sign. but
I'd
it's
get
still
an
probably
elder
not worth it.
sign. But I'm not yet.
Yeah, okay, and Crawling Chaos?
Nope.
Cthulhu? Go first.
okay. I think I'm going to.
Don't
Wait,
even
wait,
bother. He's
wait,
already
one
taken
more
it.
thing happened in the Doom phase. Something happened in the Doom phase, almost forgot.
Okay.
Cthulhu, look at your very first spellbook requirement.
Oh, in the Doom
Like,
phase,
take the book.
receive this spellbook. Also receive 1 Elder Sign.
So,
Oh,
you
well.
pick your
Teacher's
spellbook.
pet.
Mm-hmm.
Pick one.
They're different. They're
Pick
different.
that one. Yeah, that one.
Okay, this one.
So don't tell us what it is. Keep it to yourself.
There's a
Uh,
bunch of symbols and then 1 number.
Put her face down so they can't see it. Those cheers. They're peeking. They're peeking.
Oh my god! I hear a great old one attacking
Yeah,
someone.
my dogs are trying to eat each other. They're
That's
both
no,
really
that's
young and they like to play. And so
Sandy, what's your dog's name? Does it have a Cthulhu name?
my dogs are named Bandit and Gina.
No, very Lovecraftian.
Not very evil. Not super evil.
The eldest of gods. Gina.
Hey, dogs, get a grip.
Who is grunting? Gina or?
Both of them are because they
Oh.
must be less than a year old and fight. That's how it is.
Ooh, okay.